What is up, Random Friend Squad followers? How's it going, guys? It is Tuesday, which means it is Taco Tuesday. Today we are cooking with turkey meat instead of ground beef because it's healthier, and who doesn't want to be healthier? I love Taco Tuesday. I know that my sister hates Taco Tuesday for whatever reason. She doesn't like that there's a day specified for a specific food. I love it. Taco freaking Tuesday. I used to always go out to Taco Tuesdays at this bar, and they would have like super cheap beer, super cheap mixed drinks, and then they would have this taco bar that you could just go to like the whole night, and they just kept refilling it with a bunch of food, so you could just eat and drink and eat and drink, and there was karaoke, and then you'd have to call a cab even though you were eating the whole time you were drinking. It was good times. Neither one of us are a big fan of spicy taco seasoning, so we get cheesy taco seasoning, and it smells real spicy, but it's really cheesy instead. It's so good. Oh my goodness, it's delicious. So good.
Did you burn my shit?
Oh my god, look how greasy it is. Oh my god.
More grease. More delish.
More grease, more heart attack. So I told you guys before that I love cheese. I could like eat this as a trough, like nom 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 nom. So I made myself a little cheese ball. Cheese ball. Blackhawks are playing tonight, and I hope that they do well, and I also hope that we get some penalty minutes because I need to win in my fantasy hockey league, and I'm already a little bit behind because yesterday I only had one defenseman that played. So, yeah, go Hawks. Taco Taco Tuesday, Taco Taco Tuesday, Taco Taco Tuesday. I mean, can a man ask for much more? Tacos and Blackhawks. Life is grand, don't you know? I know Dan's probably freaking out right now because the game that his Penguins are playing right now against the Ottawa Senators is the game that decides whether they make it to the playoffs or not. They were up 3-0 when I last checked, and I just turned it on, and it was 2-3, and Ottawa scored. So now it's a tied game, 28 seconds left, and the Penguins got a penalty. I could just picture Dan ripping his hair out, throwing his Penguins beanie across the room. He just sent me a video. Let's see what he said.
Fuck this shit. You know how fucking pissed off I am right now, Jason? It's fucking amateur hour. My fucking team was up 3-0 and they fucking blow it to the fucking hamburger with fucking 1 minute and 45 seconds left to go. They're a bunch of fucking clown shoes. Now we don't have a playoff spot yet, so this is bull fucking shit. I'm so fucking pissed off. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck their stupid mothers. I hope none of them know their fucking dads. Fuck them. I hope we win in overtime. It's about to start.
Hope they do too, Dan. Jeez. He takes hockey really seriously. Well, I hope they do win in overtime too, because that'd be good. So an update for the Penguins. They did not win in overtime. I can only imagine how much angrier Dan was than he just was in that video. Yeah. Sorry. If it makes you feel any better, the Chicago Blackhawks lost tonight too. So Real Beal commented today that I was sitting in front of this Chicago picture, and she said it reminded her of how, like, when they do the news, sometimes there'll be, you know, the picture of Chicago behind them, but they're really in Hollywood. And she said, are you really in Hollywood? First of all, I wish I was really in Hollywood, because I would have got to hang out with Dan at WonderCon and all that good stuff. I miss being in Southern California and hanging with my family, but it's cool here in Chicago, and springtime's here, so that makes me happier than cold, freezing, nasty winter time. I did want to tell you the story about how I got this painting, though, or painting, canvas print. Canvas print, it's not a painting. So Sandra and I went to IKEA, and I kept seeing this picture, like, all around the store. Like, it was in, like, 9 different places, and it was only, like, $50, and I was like, oh, man, I really want it. But we were there getting a bunch of wedding stuff, and pretty much cleaning out the wedding account of what was in it at that time to get all of, like, our centerpieces and, you know, a bunch of other stuff we wanted for the wedding. And I kept seeing it, and Sandy's like, you know, we can't afford it, we can't afford it. I'm like, oh, I know, I just really want it. So we finally get all of our stuff, and we leave, and we go out to the car. And as we're walking to the car, about 5 cars away from my car was this painting just sitting on the grass. And I was like, wow. And there was a few cars up from that were loading stuff in the back of their car, and I'm like, maybe it's theirs. It's not really close to their car, but who knows. Anyway, we had a whole bunch of stuff to load in the car, and we had brought big crates because all the stuff that we got was breakable, so we wanted to make sure that we packed it well in the crates. So we spent about a half an hour packing all the stuff in the crates in the parking lot, and we loaded all of our stuff up, and that painting is still sitting there. So we get in the car, and we start the car, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, wow, you know, like, if somebody left that, I mean, I've been looking at it the whole time through the store, like, and saying, he's like, let's go, let's just go home, and I couldn't leave, I couldn't. So we ended up sitting in the car for about a half an hour, and all of the cars in our area left and had driven away. So this painting is just sitting there on the ground all by itself in the grass, getting moist from the heat and humidity getting in the plastic and stuff. So I hopped out of the car, ran over there, shoved it into my car, which was a feat because it barely fit in my car, and I drove home with this thing. I had to roll down both of my back windows so that this thing could stick out of the windows and fit into my car. But it fit, and now I have this awesome canvas print on my wall. That's not stealing, is it? I mean, somebody left it there. So I'm really happy with the beard today. It's completely filling in, and it's looking all nice and lush, and it's so soft now. I really like it. That brings me to today's
question of the day.
So today's question of the day is, who is your favorite person with a beard? And I'm not talking about like your dad or your uncle who had a beard. I'm talking about like anybody from like Grizzly Adams to the Duck Dynasty boys. You know, who's your favorite bearded person? My favorite bearded person is Abraham Lincoln, because that guy was awesome. He freed the slaves and did a bunch of really cool stuff. He was a really all-around great guy. There's a bunch of museums and stuff here in Illinois that are dedicated to him and are about him. And I really like to go check them out. Maybe we'll do that this summer. But I have this book that I won in some contest about Abraham Lincoln, and I read the thing, and I was just like, wow, this guy was so much cooler than I ever thought. Like, yeah, he freed the slaves, but he did so much other cool stuff for like human rights and just good stuff. He was an all-around good guy till somebody capped him in the back of the head. That sucks. I almost forgot it's National Beer Day today. Cheers. That's how you do it. Rough upset from my hockey team losing and Dan's hockey team losing. Sorry about that, Dan. Better luck next year. That is it for me today. Thank you for watching, subscribing, commenting, liking, all of that good stuff. Peace.